know where we're going next, right? Oh, this is an interesting story. We're going to go into the news fires now, ladies and gentlemen, so brace yourselves. And as you can see, this is... Did I make... Oh, no, that's not the... See, that's not the teaser image. Remember, this is the teaser image? Mm-hmm. We're going to get to it. In this segment, we're going to get to it. I'm going to reveal this teaser image. There's like another teaser. I did that. So we got the tariff pause teased after... I remember that was in there. I wrote this title, but still, I tell you the truth. I did not remember this. Tariff pause teased after latest trade war tete-a-tete. China says Beijing, U.S. to lift tariff hikes as talks advance, from Washington Times. And then an excerpt from it. Prospects appear to have brightened for a preliminary breakthrough in the U.S. China trade war after the two sides agreed to reduce some punitive tariffs on each other's goods as part of an initial agreement. A Chinese spokesman announced the development Thursday as talks on ending the trade war progressed, a development that triggered a rally in U.S. stock markets. The agreement came during talks aimed at working out details of a Phase 1 deal that was announced October 12th. Financial markets have been rattled by reports that China was pushing for tariffs to be lifted, which posted the prospect of a breakdown in talks. Negotiators agreed to a phased cancellation of tariff hikes if talks progress, said in a Commerce Ministry spokesman Gao Feng. So, there's a possibility here of the tariffs at least being temporarily paused, and what that would do to the markets for both China and for the U.S., and the U.S. would be not as aided as the Chinese would. It would help the Chinese market better than it would the U.S. market. But it would help the U.S. market, to be sure, in the short term. I'm not sure in the long term. I do not believe that you should be doing deals with nationalist socialists, which is what the Chinese are. I think that you should be decoupling from China, not coupling. You should be separating from China. You should not be looking to enable this power any more than you already have, because this power is dangerous. China is absolutely... They want their cut, which I mean, I don't blame them. I'm not more... I want to make it clear, all the things I say about China, I'm not in any way, shape, or form judging the Chinese people, giving them a moral approbation or anything. I'm just saying that the model that they've chosen, this extremely authoritarian model, is highly unfavorable and disadvantageous to huge swaths of people. And it certainly, if this ends up being the leading market trend setter for the world, then our lives will all be significantly diminished from what they've been. Our ability to experience creativity and exploration will be significantly diminished from what it is now. I can assure you, this is not a game. This isn't a joke. This is the reality of power kind of thing. This isn't about ideations. This is just about... This is what will happen if China is the one that sets the tone for the rest of the world. And I hope to show that over the course of these shows. That's just part of what I hope to show through these shows. So, I'm of a mixed bag here. I'm not really... I'm kind of hoping that there is no deal. But, I think I'm a small voice that not many people want to listen to. I mean, I think I have one viewer so far for this show. So, you know, you do the math. Of course, this I'm not doing any kind of promotions for this just yet. So, anyway, I only have 350 subs on this iState channel, and it hasn't been active for a while. So, I'm an ether somewhere. Maybe it'll be preserved, maybe not. It said, don't do it. Don't decouple from this. If you really want to stop fascism, do not be exchanging with China, back away from China. China leads us all towards fascism. All of us get led towards fascism if China is the market trendsetter. The United States, America, is, I guess you'd say, if I was going to be part of an empire, I would probably, first and foremost, in terms of how I would perceive my ability to fully live the life of my choosing, and I'm not a super expert as far as scholars and whatnots. I don't have degrees, but I am very well versed in history from ancient to current. I have a pretty wide swath of at least patinas of the various periods and ages, but a lot in ancient history. And I would definitely say I would probably pick, if I had to be part of any empire in which I was not the power, I was one of the pores, and most likely I would be. Most likely all of us would be. Almost all of us who might ever even hear this show or watch this show. I'd pick the Persian Empire first. I think I'd pick the Roman Empire maybe last. I mean, not next. And on the other extreme, you know, I would not want to be part of the Assyrian Empire. I wouldn't want to be in that world. So there are various degrees of empirage, and I would put the United States Empire somewhere around the Romans. Not like the Persians. It would be better if they were like the Persians. But they're not. They're a little bit harsher than the Persians. The Persians would have been a better benevolent ruler of the world than the United States. But the Romans were not terrible, not horrible on the main, in aggregate. They were certainly horrible and terrible to certain groups. I mean, what they did in Britain was genocide. They carried out a systemic genocide of most of the Celts. I mean, that was no joke, man. It's no joke. It kind of gets papered over. So I don't want to say the Romans didn't do horrible things. They certainly did, but still, even with that, I mean, the Americans have done that too. We've genocided people too. So all empires do. But still, as empires do, you know, within its borders at least, a lot of people had opportunities to live lives of their own choosing. A lot more than, say, you would have had if the Assyrians were ruling you, or if the Soviet was. You would, honestly, on the main, you would much rather be part of the American Empire than the Soviet Empire. And you will much rather be part of the American Empire than you would the Chinese Empire. And the Chinese Empire is probably even worse than the Assyrian Empire because it has way better tech and it knows how to use it. It's been practicing. It's been getting ready. I mean, China's here already. I got news for you. They're all over this world. It's America. They're entangled in everything already. It's like Hong Kong. I talked about Hong Kong it doesn't mean anything. I mean, God bless those people. My heart breaks for them. I told you they need to just come to America. We need to get a bunch of boats and get these folks. They're valuable assets, man. I'm telling you, get them. We need them. The best minds, man. We need them folks. That's intellectual capital right there, man. Go get it. Because they're screwed. China's already owns Hong Kong. They don't need an invasion. There's no invasion force needed. There's never going to be a showdown between the United States and China that's over. I mean, in terms of over Hong Kong, because Hong Kong's already done. It's already infiltrated, owned, and operated, and McDonald'sized, and the McDonald'sization of Hong Kong it's just this new McDonald's. It was American McDonald's, and now it's Chinese McDonald's. And that's the thing, it is largely Chinese McDonald's. Like China just copied most of them. But they'll start to develop their own voice soon. Don't get me wrong. They won't stay in this McDonald's mode. They'll end up developing their own particular brand. It'll be like comparable to a McDonald's-ing, but it'll be unique enough that it can't even be called a McDonald's. You'll see what I mean. Hopefully you won't. Hopefully you won't. Okay,